There's like arterial spray going on, you know.
Did the shots ring out?
In the great hall
Ivy
of the
said the
Justice
woman that
League,
lives in the
there
house
are
was screaming, "Oh
assembled
my
the
God, oh
world's
my God."
4 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe.
Oh my. Welcome everybody to the Blasted or Stash It weekly comic review show. As always, we will start with our movie quotes. Hopefully, Drew, who has now significantly lost some weight, looking a little trim there, Drew. Give us your quote there.
I've also turned over a new leaf, so you bastard, I have a quote. It's ready to go. I got it right here.
Okay.
And it's from a comic book movie. I know that it's from the year 2009. And here we go. I am not a comic book villain. Do you seriously think I would explain my master stroke to you if there were even the slightest possibility that you could affect the outcome? I triggered it 35 minutes ago.
Wow, I don't even know that one. What year did it come out?
2009. We covered this.
Oh, we did. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. I have no clue. Man of Steel.
No.
Anybody else have any ideas of what?
Batman versus Superman? No.
No. That terrible movie came out way after 2009.
I guess you're right.
Trying to think. Maybe we should Google 2009 superhero movies.
Yeah, you should cheat. That's a good way to do it.
Well, why don't we move on to Paul and see if he's got a quote, and then see if the chat has it. We'll go back to you. What?
Paul is
I can't believe nobody's gotten that. Nobody in the chat got it at all. Iron Man 2, no, Cat Run, it is not.
Paul is currently looking for dead bodies.
No, she's not dead.
Oh.
Well, go ahead, Paul. Give us your quote. Why we let his ponder.
Mine's from 1994, and I kind of threw it in at the last minute, so it's really short, and nobody will probably get it. But it's a character, and he says, "Rule number one when you're disarming Betty, you don't step on him."
Is it Man of Steel?
No, it is not. Not 1994.
Batman versus Superman.
Where's Rob going Back to the Future?
Is it Back to the Future?
Mm-mm.
Is it Back to the Future Part 2?
Has Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones in it.
Speed.
What?
That
doesn't have either of those guys in it.
Are you just like asking for some?
No, not asking for some. I was getting confused between who Jeff whatever 94. I don't know.
Is it
Men in Black 3?
Tommy Lee Jones is going after Jeff Bridges or the other
Backdraft.
Yeah. My wife knows what it is. It's called Blown Away.
Oh, see, yeah, I was kind of close. There's a guy with bombs trying to blow stuff up. I was close.
Yes, just like Venus is kind of close to Earth.
Hey, so is Uranus. Mike.
So in the chat, we got Brian Spaceboy 227 who guessed Muppets in Space.
Great movie.
Jeremy Edwards, Trinity Entertainment, Double S Comic Reader. Reviews
Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day. Reviews from the Batcave. Chad. Davis Comic Finds. Jason Smith. Cat Ren Figures. Pocan Joe.
What's up, Joey?
Davis Comic Finds also says, "Hello, ladies." And there's only two ladies between the chat and the live feed here, and that's Dave and Cat Red.
Fuck, asshole. You see, that's the second week in a row you made me drop the F-bomb on the show, which I normally don't do.
Well, you know, it's time for a change.
Yes.
I appreciate everyone.
Oh, see, Midwest is. Yep, you're on the shit list for Midwest Ball and Chain.
Oh, I didn't even see her.
She's there.
Drew, we didn't. Let's go back to you. What's your quote? What is it? What was it from?
God, I gotta read it again. Jesus.
No, just don't say it. Just say what's it from.
Oh, what is it from? It's from The Watchmen.
Ah. Now, Mike, what's your quote?
I read enough books this week. I don't have to read this
No,
quote
I
again.
can't go on. I fucked that ladies thing all up. My quote is from 1972. If any of you get this, I'll move in with you and be your manservant.
Challenge accepted.
The first character goes, "Gee, Mr. Wizard, how did you get the litmus paper to turn blue?" The other one goes, "The same way I get the egg in the Coke bottle, bitch."
What year is it from?
1972.
1972. Good Lord, man.
Say it again.
That Animal House?
No. Gee, Mr. Wizard, how do you get the litmus paper to turn blue? And the other character goes, "The same way I get the egg in the Coke bottle, bitch."
Porky's.
No.
Superfly.
Hold
No.
on.
He's Googling it.
Who's Googling it? Drew?
Yeah, I want.
Oh, and
a,
I get called a
I want a
cheater if I
manservant.
mention that.
What?
Well, there wasn't a manservant on the line for mine.
5 minutes ago. She was talking to him.
Shaft?
Is it? I can't even find
Blackula
it
came
here.
out in 72.
Blackula, yeah, that's it.
No.
I don't fucking know.
It's children shouldn't play with dead things.
Oh, I've seen that movie, I think.
Wow.
But it's been years and years.
It's been years. Miss Hustle's in the house. She said, "Hey, guys."
That's three girls in there.
Years and years, you old farts watching terrible B movies from 1972.
The Funk Off is talking about 2 girls, 1 cup again.
If you were going to do
Again?
a horror movie from the 72, you should have done Last House on the Left.
The original, yeah.
That's next week. Remember it.
Jesus Smith, damn you, Funk. He had to bring it back up. My quote is from 2002. When those boys get the syrup in them, they get all antsy in the pantsy.
Super Troopers.
It is Super Troopers. You are correct, sir. What?
How about I go up there and I call him a chicken fucker? License and registration, chicken fucker.
You know, those were his parents, too, in the car. The actor's parents.
Heffernan's parents, yeah?
Yeah. Get a goddamn... I want a goddamn liter of cola. Okay, Drew, what's your first book for the evening?
Oh, we're going to talk about books? Oh, jeez. Oh, we're just going to bullshit about movies I've never seen. Let's see. Let's talk about Justice League number 5. This story is still trucking along. I'm absolutely loving it, but we get a break from Scott Snyder, and we get a break from Jorge Jimenez, and Mankey's art, while serviceable, not nearly on the level of the Jorge Jimenez art we were getting before. I'm still going to stash it. This has been a great series. I'm loving this run, but it's definitely noticeable that we get a break from the writer and the artist on this issue. They are cranking these out at a great pace, kind of like the issues were coming out when Rebirth first started for most titles. So I've been loving that. I think that this story is unfolding really well. We're getting a nice issue every other week. Just a little bit of a step back from what we're usually getting. So this is a stash. But if the art and writing team doesn't get back on track the way I like, might end up being a blast eventually.
Maybe let's read Justice League this week.
Not yet.
I did. But I can really give it a fair shake. The issue 1, maybe 2, couple issues, read this one, and it was just okay to me. I didn't understand a little bit of it, but so I can't neither blast it or stash it. So
We need to get you a
just gonna
good
sit there.
camera or a good internet, one of the two.
Last house.
So you You're all ha 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 choppy. Chop chop choppy.
You can't even make it out to Baltimore with the rest of the cool kids, and you're gonna buy me some new internet?
I'm not buying any new internet.
No, he wasn't suggesting that he bought you new internet.
No.
He was just suggesting that you get it somehow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm getting at. I did not read. I did pick it up, but I didn't read it because I think I'm behind. I need to pick up issue 4, and I don't want to read this one until I read issue 4. So I do have it. I just waiting to get it, just like the Avengers. I just got all caught up on the Avengers. Now I need to get all caught up on Justice League. Maybe go pick up second print or something. But Paul, what's your first book?
Captain America 2. Surprisingly, I rather like this. While I hated the whole Hydra thing, this is a follow-on story that's kind of dealing with some of the fallout of that and issues of trust and just exploring that whole thing, which I kind of dig that whole storyline with the run of it. And I, like Drew, have not been the biggest fan of Ta-Nehisi Coates in the past, but I'm really liking this story, and the art, I think, is perfect for it. So it's a stash for me.
Mike, you read it this week?
What are we reading?
Captain America numero 2.
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I picked it up as well, and I do like that story. I do like how they're coming back from that whole Hydra Cap and how he can't be trusted, how everybody wants him to stand down, but he feels like he can't stand down because that goes against everything that all his values and morals. But definitely, it's a great book. I'm actually enjoying it better than that last Cap run I just got finished up with. And so that's a stash for me. And Drew, you're holding that bad boy up. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I liked it. Not a fan of the Ta-Nehisi Coates. Liking both the books he's writing right now. Black Panther's pretty darn good with its different take, and Captain America's pretty good as well with its traditional take. I, for one, loved all the Hydra Cap stuff. I love the Secret Empire lead-ins. Really enjoyed them. Just because it took something different and turned it on its ear. The fact that we got that for a nice stretch. I'm kind of ready for Cap to get back to normal. I'm
digging it. And it would not be the show unless it happened to Drew.
Is that better?
That's better, yes. Let's see what the chat said about that, their eardrums being gone.
Look, man, I didn't even move anything. I didn't touch a goddamn thing. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this.
Jeremy's like Zod.
Jesus.
You were saying, though.
Yeah, is that the issue, Brian? Space? Is it that they're Turtle Beach headsets? Is that the problem? That it's a piece of shit? If that's the problem, then I don't know what was happening with my other headset. All right. Anyway, back to Captain America. I think Francis Yu's art has been great. And I think that this is a solid book. The fact that we're getting some new villains is kind of interesting as well. I'm going to keep reading it. That's a stash.
Okay. Moving on to Mike.
Sorry, my dog was molesting my pillow.
Sure.
Then number 1. So I kind of dig
Pillow.
kaiju books. What?
Your pillow.
My dirty pillows?
Yep.
The molestation has stopped. This was an awesome book. This guy has a party, and there's this goth dude there, Goth Jimmy, I think his name was, and he actually summons this Leviathan, I guess, from hell, and it starts destroying New York, and the main character's girlfriend is killed. The art is very unique, but it fits the whole story, and I love it, and it is awesome. Pick this book up. Stash.
I unfortunately am opposite. It was okay. I don't think it was great. So I'd definitely not be picking up the second issue.
You suck, all right?
I think this is a limited series, isn't it? A mini-series?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, I mean, the art was okay. It just didn't hit anything that I liked about it. But So this is a blast for me. I will not be picking up issue numero dos. Did you read that book this week, Drew?
I did not.
I also did not.
You also did not. Okay.
Nobody asked you.
Bite me, doughboy.
He's not dope. He's ripped now. He's getting all ripped. Getting all svelte. Getting swole. Right?
Trying to get swole and svelte at the same time,
Yeah.
you know?
You see what Catran said, right?
Shut your fucking mouth, Huey. Yeah.
Leviathan was amazing, and she loves the art, Dave. What do you have to say about that shit?
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
And yours stinks more than everybody else's?
I guess so.
You're the one. You're the one who was in the room with him. So
Batman 52, the continuation of 12 Angry Men. So it's going back and forth. Like I said, I'm always hit and miss with Tom King's writing on Batman, where we'll go into Tom King's writing later on with Mr. Miracle. I don't know. I want to get away from it. It's kind of an interesting concept. Batman being, or Bruce Wayne being on a jury, trying to figure out, trying to explain why maybe potentially Mr. Freeze is innocent. But I don't know. I don't want to sit there and be in the whole courtroom the jury chambers the whole time. So it's a blast for me, dude. I'm willing to get past this and move on. Drew's holding that up. Drew?
Yeah, I said it 2 weeks ago when this book came out. Let me know when it gets good again. I forgot that I said that, I guess, because nobody told me it got good again, and I read it anyway. And this book is trash. It's just, the art is forgettable. The writing is pedestrian for Tom King. I think that it's just woe is me. It's like, we can't trust Batman. You're Batman. Why are you saying that? You're self-loathing. You feel terrible about things that you've done. That's not Batman. Batman has a boner for justice. Batman does not fucking feel sorry for himself and try to convince people that Batman sucks. Like, that's what the fuck is going on with this. I'm not a fan of this direction. I thought that the wedding issue was great. I liked what they did with that. I thought that this was going to have some sort of direction moving forward, and it just hasn't. It's going back into a holding pattern, which is kind of something Tom King has seemed to do. Before we got Bane, we got I Am Suicide. Before we got that, we got the I Am Gotham. So everything kind of just slowly rolls into the next thing until nothing happens, and it moves on to the next thing that slowly rolls into something else. The problem is that a lot of these issues are really well written, and they really carry good characters, and I just don't care for the direction of the characters most of the time. This arc is poorly written. It's drivel. It's stupid. It's boring. There's nothing good about it, and not a fan. Blasted.
Paul, did you read Batman this week?
I did not.
Moving on.
Well, lucky you.
I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'll get to it now.
Mike, how about you?
yeah, it's fucking jury duty. It was boring. Blast. No, I agree with you guys. So blast that shit.
I like that cover. That cover B for sure.
You didn't get that?
I got that one. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he does have a 100-issue plan. That's what I've heard for Batman. So we'll see if it gets better. Yeah, that's what Tom King's supposed to have, a 100-issue plan for this Batman. So
98 of them will still be in jury duty.
they'll be gridlocked. Drew, you're up with your next book.
All right, I had terrible things to say about Mr. Tom King. Let's say something good about him. Let's talk about Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle number 10. This is
an
a
awesome cover.
12-issue series. Both of these covers are amazing. The Dark Side cover's got this really eerie, great, simplistic detail to it. That black cover is going to be hard to keep those nice, so that's pretty beautiful. And this Batman birthday party cover is pretty darn cool, too. Really dig that. The personal story he tells with these characters has been fantastic. I think that Scott Free having the opportunity to explain himself as a man, not as a new god, is kind of cool. I dig that. Funky Flashman was fantastic in this issue, talking about babysitting the baby and all the creative things and awesome things that he does, and the fact that he's put up against the option of giving his son to Darkseid. It's kind of the way that their people have done things, the trade-off of the sons between High Father and Darkseid in the past for peace. It's just a play on things that have happened before, and a really different personal take on it. And I dig it in a way that this doesn't work for Batman. This works for a more obscure character like Mr. Miracle. I don't have any sort of illusions as to what a Mr. Miracle book is really supposed to be like in this day and age, and I dig the way that this plays out. I can see somebody who's a diehard Mr. Miracle fan not liking this, but it's not something that affects me when I read it. This is definitely a stash.
Paul, you read that one this week?
No, I did not, but that Darkseid cover is positively Kirby-esque.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
Mike?
I did not. Double S Comic Read asked Mike, how's the Funko room coming along? It is coming. I got...
Yeah, it is.
Most of my Funkos up there. I had my first visitors on Saturday night, and that's Pocan Joe and his wife. He paid his admission with some Vampirella comic books, and it's up there. One of these days I'll do a room tour up there. So
yeah, you got a great Dave Stevens cover in that Vampirella mix.
Oh yeah,
Scarlet Thirst.
Yeah, for me. Right here.
Dang.
Yeah, love me some Dave Stevens. I read this book too, and you kind of took the words right out of my mouth, Drew, with how Tom King's writing compared to Batman, compared to Mr. Miracle, is like that writing worked for Mr. Miracle. Like you said, Batman's supposed to be this dark, brooding guy, not this guy that's like living his everyday life, not going through the mundane stuff. I mean, in this book here, they really reflect on being parents with a young kid, and the same. I mean, yeah, of course, we all don't have to give our kid up to Darkseid at the end of the war, but still, we all have those arguments. The stressful times having a young kid, and I think it really works here. And I love the whole Batman birthday party, the superhero birthday party. He's always wearing a superhero shirt. Flash. Did he wear a Green Lantern? I'm not sure if he wore a Green Lantern shirt.
He has.
Yeah, so I really dig that, and I really like that aspect of the story is that everyday life stuff. Now, a couple of the issues on Mr. Miracle has hit and miss for me. Some of it's been a little too much. Some of it's good. But I thought this issue was really great. And that whole moral dilemma is like, do I save all these people's lives by giving my son up? Or do I save my son and lose all these lives? Great story. 2 more issues and that run's done. And I'm looking forward to completing that run out for sure.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Miracle is definitely a win, whereas Batman is kind of more of a it's a push because it's not awful for the most part. It's just not what I want when I read Batman. It's to the point where Tom King was a big name when he started his Batman run. Basically, for me, off of his work on Vision, which I love that series. If you told me when I was about 3 issues into Vision that Tom King was going to be writing Batman, that would have been really exciting for me. Now, I'm at my LCS. My buddy's telling me, should I put you down for Heroes in Crisis? And I'm like, fuck, really? Yeah, I guess so. Put me down for it. I got to read it. But yeah, I'm not excited for it at all. I'm kind of ready for it to disappoint me.
I'm looking forward to that one just because of his experience in the CIA and all this stuff and what that's going to bring potentially to that PTSD element. And that's a whole new area I don't think that any of the comics have gone to, is that what do these superheroes do when they're dealing with all this rough shit? I mean, Sure, they could probably sink it, to swallow it and move on. But I think it's going to be an interesting take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see what it is, but the fact that he turns Batman into a sniveling little bitch every other issue, that makes me not want to watch what he does to other heroes in that same situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you like the fact that he's a CIA agent and you want to get some really great storytelling out of that experience, pick up his run on Grayson, where Nightwing was a secret agent for Spiral. That's really, really good spy stuff. I would definitely suggest that. We'll see. Heroes in Crisis is still up in the air. We'll see how it happens.
Now we're moving on to Paul and your second book for the week.
It's going to be Deathstroke, and I think this is probably my pick of the week. It's consistently been one of my favorite books, and it continues to deliver. Priest really knows Deathstroke, and he really knows how to craft an awesome multi-layered story. The art has been gorgeous. I mean, stuff like you got Deathstroke, and then Batman being all Batman-y, being more like Batman than Tom King writing it. I would definitely say if you want to see Batman doing Batman stuff, read this, but I would start at the beginning of the story because you're going to be lost otherwise, because he does do these multi-layered stories. But I've really loved this. This book has been amazing.
Mike, you're holding up. Is that Francesco? Is that who it is? Cover?
If you say so, man. I didn't read it. I just bought it for. I think it is too. I just bought it for cover. Yeah. I guess I should start reading these.
How about you, Drew? Did you read that book or just buy it for the beautiful cover?
Yeah, I read it, and much like Paul said, very layered storytelling. Christopher Priest. And I'll tell you, Mike, don't start reading it now. Wait for it to finish, because Priest always reads better in trade. I'm stashing it for that case right there. I'll wait till it's they're Matina covers.
That's why I say you don't want to just jump into this issue. You really got to read his story from the beginning.
Basically, anything Priest writes, is okay and single issues, but always turns out better when you read it all together, because the way he kind of pieces together the puzzle. You can tell that he plots everything out in big blocks and tears it down from there. Solid stuff. This is the best Batman book that we've gotten in some time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Damian stuff in this run has been really great too. And we all know how I feel about that. So it's a stash.
We have Splash Page jumping into chat there too.
What's up, Monty?
Give him a shout out. Good to see him here once in a while. I know he's pretty busy with doing his stuff.
White gloves across America.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he travels all over. He goes to different cons, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll come to Portland. Maybe he'll come to Rose City in September. I doubt it, but yeah, I can hope. Mike, you're up with your next book.
Let's do my shit book of the week. And I gave this another try. That's Immortal Hulk number 4. In this one, we get a little tale about how Sasquatch and fucking Bruce. What?
Nothing.
What were you gonna say?
I said Sasquatch.
Sasquatch and Bruce Wayne were college roommates, and
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner, not Bruce Wayne. Hey, who gives a fuck?
Is this another jury duty story starring Sasquatch?
It just as well, Ben, because this is a blast. I am so disappointed. The Hulk started out with a bang, and now it's just like, really? So.
What about you, Drew? I've heard it's a good story.
I'm not as down on it as he is. This issue definitely isn't as good as the first 2 issues. It's much better than the 3rd issue. And I think that the Sasquatch stuff has an opportunity to maybe be really good stuff. Seeing as how they're playing with the zombie Hulk can't die sort of mentality here. With Sasquatch, we're going to see Hulk versus Sasquatch eventually, and that's just classic Hulk storytelling. So I'm kind of eager to see where this goes, although not super excited about it. This is a possible blast. If I don't like what I'm seeing after issue 6, Immortal Hulk will be going in the bye-bye bin.
He will become mortal and go away.
Well, I mean, just on my pull list.
Okay, moving on to one of my picks of the week. I get 2 picks of the week. The first one is Cosmic Ghost Rider #2. This was a great book, a great fun. I mean, if you read the first one and you enjoyed it, you're definitely going to like this one. This one, Frank Castle, he's on this planet. He's bringing the baby Thanos in the bar. Like, you can't bring a baby. And he's like, just shut up. And he says the planet's going to die anyhow. And then, oh my goodness, I can't think. Galactus, thank you, sir. Come down, and then Frank makes him realize, hey, you know, we know each other, we're friends. And then the Watcher comes down and says, hey, what you're doing with Thanos is changing everything, you need to kill him. And he's like, screw you, and moves forward. And I have some other theories on this book, but we'll talk about later when we go into Infinity Wars for sure. But that's been a solid book and my tie for pick of the week. Drew?
I absolutely agree. I have a 3-way tie for my stash of the week, and this is one of the contenders. This giant space shark cover here has got to get Grandpa excited there.
I was going to say, he probably got wood.
I absolutely love the variant cover here. I'll try and get that Mylar glare off of there. Yeah, sorry about that, gang. I live fancy. I get that Mylar glare. Dude, the tone of this book is fantastic. Cates has the right sense of humor in here. And the reveal of the team that has come for them is absolutely fantastic. Trinity said it in the chat, mother loving Juggerduck. That's amazing. I can't wait to see what happens in this book. Punisher's been great, but this is the best Frank Castle we've gotten since Frankencastle. It's amazing, and I absolutely love it. Stash it all day long.
Paul, did you read that this week?
Not yet.
Okay. Mike, you read it, or you just pick it up for the cover again?
No, I read it. I'm blasting it because there's not enough space sharks in the motherfucking book.
Oh.
No, it's my pick of the week too. I loved it. Little surprise ending there. The Guardians of the Galaxy come in, but not enough space sharks, so I'm blasting it. No, stashing it. I don't know. It's my pick of the week.
You're blasting your pick of the week.
Yep.
It's all making sense now.
I really would not want to see Mike drinking because this is him sober.
Who's watching CSI or Law and Order or something?
That would be me.
Drew,
I started at season 1.
Oh man, I'm up. Let's talk about a book that I loved, but was not one of the 3 contenders for pick of the week. That would be the return of the best team in comics, the Super Sons, with Adventures of Super Sons #1. Here's that Jimenez cover right there. Absolutely gorgeous. I got the original A cover here. Pretty cool stuff. Barbary does great job on art. Tomasi brings back the same flavor that he had all along. Plus, we get a missing story from the Super Sons mythos, where there is a young Legion of Doom coming to give them some shit. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. It loses major points for this DC toilet paper shit they printed it on. But beyond that, man, this is definitely a good story to get in on. 12-issue maxi. If you like the Super Sons at all, this is the same stuff. So get on it. We get some great Peter J. Tomasi storytelling. And I cannot wait to find him in a con and talk his ear off about how much I like it. That's a stash.
Again, by giving him a reach around. Did you read Super Sons?
And picking up right where they left off. This book is awesome if you like Super Sons, because it's everything it was before. Great story, great art. It's fun, lighthearted goodness. I'm glad this is back, and I'm interested to see where they go with it. I mean, the whole Young Legion of Doom was kind of cool.
They're not even called. They're called the Gang, aren't they? They're
The
not
gang.
The Legion.
Yeah,
of
and
Doom.
They
they're
can't be a
from-
legion, man. They're just kids. They're just a gang.
and they're from outer space or some shit. And
Who cares? It's awesome so far.
yeah, I just. I mean, you know, you got Damien wrapped up like a mummy. You had little Superboy getting fucking pummeled in the face at the end. Definite stash.
Mike, how about you? Did you read that?
Yeah, definite stash. This cover right here was on. This cover was on the DC Direct magazine that I saved.
Oh, I have that. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, definite stash. The only Superman-esque book I'm going to be reading.
Yeah, this is a total stash for me too. Now we all know Damien's a little shithead, and I hated him at the first of this issue here, where he's like almost like begging Jonathan to help him out, and when Jonathan does, he like turns on him and starts punching him with the control for the statue. You know, the control. I'm like, dude, I know douchebags like that in my life that are like, oh, help me out, and then you help them out, and they're the total assholes to you after you help them out. You know, I hated that, and I guess that's the point of Damien too. He is that little prick, you know. But I did like it throughout the rest of the book. It's Rex Luthor. It's not Lex. It's Rex. You know, and he talked about Shaggy Boy, Ice Princess, Kid Deadshot, Brainiac 6, Joker Jr. So I'm not sure if this is the first appearance of this gang of these characters. I don't know. I tried to look it up and see if there's anything else about these characters at all. Anybody else know anything about that? No.
Yeah, no, I don't. This is the first I've heard of it, but it could be something that, you know, is a deep dive from somewhere else in the mythos. Jockio in the chat says thought Superboy was lost in space. Yeah, that's the beauty of this series is it's a flashback adventure that takes place before Bendis fucked up the DC universe. So you can really enjoy the Super Sons and all these characters the way they were meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah, it tells you at the beginning. It says this all occurs before shit hit the fan.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you don't like Superman? Good. We don't have to even pretend that that's even happening.
So my question is, it ended on issue 16, correct? The Super Sons run. Is that correct?
17, I think.
16, 17, right around there.
So I don't know why they have to make this a flashback. Why can't they just make that continuation of Super Sons? I mean, I understand the storyline
because they hired Brian Michael Bendis,
Yeah,
and because he's got an ego, and he was like, I want Superman, and Dan DiDio and Jim Lee have no fucking balls whatsoever, and let him do whatever he wants to the greatest Superman continuity that we've had since I don't know, since the 70s probably. This is since John Byrne's Superman was at the 80s. This Tomasi's Superman is the best Superman since John Byrne's Superman, hands down. I will fight anyone in the street who has anything to say to the contrary. That's fine. You're welcome to your opinion, but cage match. Beyond that, they let Bendis come in and completely fuck everything up, and I'm guaranteeing you that Tomasi went to editorial and was like, Super Sons was selling well. Let me do a little pocket universe story. Let me do something with it because it will sell. And they were like, yeah, well, this has been great. We're just going to let it happen. Let's give you a little time bubble that you can work in where you don't have to have any issues with Brian Michael Bendis coming in, not knowing who's in the Justice League and fucking up your continuity. So I think that this actually is the best thing they could have possibly done for Super Sons is just let it exist in a vacuum that doesn't have to worry about continuity.
I went back to my LCS today to get some bags of boards. I was hoping to pick up a second issue of this, and they were totally sold out. I mean, and usually Super Sons sticks around for a while, but this issue was gone completely, so I was able to pick up a second issue. So, you started with Super Sons, right, Drew?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Paul, your next book. You're muted.
I expect you're probably the only one who read this as well, and that's Walking Dead.
Yep.
I haven't read the last few issues, but I decided to start reading again. And
Are you lost?
I definitely have some few things to catch up on.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably about, I think the last one I read was maybe 15 issues ago. But it's Walking Dead. It's, if you've liked it in the past, you're gonna like it now. It's, there was nothing new about it. The art's the same, the story's the same, but it's good. So I'll stash it.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had a big bad since Whispers, so that's been rebuilding and stuff like that. Now they have the Commonwealth. We're not sure if they're bad guys or good guys yet, although the governor from Commonwealth and Rick have different views on how stuff needs to be ran. In this issue here, she
clearly,
she finally meets all the different areas that are interconnected with the communities that work together through Rick's groups. But definitely, we're going to see at the end of here where they're in that wagon headed. I think they're headed back to Commonwealth, so Rick can kind of take a look at that. But there's definitely something there that's going to flip and change. They always have to have the big bad, but it's still good stuff though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be one of those things that they're putting on the front now, and it's all going to be. They're going to try to.
Who's Beta? Beta's dead. If I didn't spoil that for Paul, just then. Beta is the second in command of the Whispers.
I remember when Alpha died. That was.
Yeah, Whisperers are in the wind. They're all scattered. Here's my question. Don't tell me why or how, but is Negan dead at this point, or is he still alive?
No, we don't know where he is right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of went off and did his own thing.
Him and Maggie had a confrontation. Maggie confronted him about the whole thing with Glenn, but he's still alive.
A little too late, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
she had no contact with him before that, so.
I have a whole pile of these.
I don't think that Kirkman took his time kind of dealing with that, and over the 5-year time jump, she's not going to have the opportunity to go to the cell and confront Negan. Like, come on.
Maybe Rick didn't let her do it either. Maybe Rick was.
Well, I mean, I just think it's something that that didn't have any bite when it happened in the book, because it had it had literally in book time been like 6 years since he murdered Glenn, and then she's going to take her revenge because she finally gets the opportunity. I don't know. I think if that was going to be the case, she'd have found the opportunity within 6 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like this issue. I think that absolutely nothing is happening right now, which is kind of great, because I think that what they're setting up for is kind of a splintering of mentality. Right now, all of the communities that we've met so far are working in tandem with each other. There's a peace. It's people, some people
will end.
That's the point. I think that some of these people are going to go with the Commonwealth. Some of them people are going to fight against the Commonwealth, and the Commonwealth definitely has the military might to do some damage to other people. So I think we'll probably see. I don't think that the Commonwealth itself will become an enemy to our survivors we've come to know so far, but I think that it will be the catalyst that causes them to become enemies to each other. So I kind of dig it. And I hope that it is kind of going to lead to some more interesting character work, more than it is startling, murders and things of that nature.
One thing I like about this one is, I mean, granted, I just jumped into this again, but as each person saying their things, I'm trying to figure out what moves they're making in the background, and
right.
Who's going to stab who in the back, and who's going to,
right. It's when everybody looks like good guys, it makes you search for the bad guy.
And they're all going to be bad guys.
And that's the thing. It's The Walking Dead. Everybody is an irredeemable character at the end of the day.
I've been going back and rereading, trying to catch up for season 9 coming out, rereading Whisperer War, and kind of getting, a little more familiar with that again. And I actually enjoyed it a little bit more now, too. I haven't gone through the Whisperer yet, just up to the point where they've met Alpha at this point. But at first I didn't like the Whisperers at all. I thought that was a pretty crappy villain. But they're fairly dynamic. I mean, this with the way they roam around, the way they kind of move around and kind of camouflage himself is interesting. But I digress. Mike's up.
Ooh, Mike's up.
Of course, I don't read The Walking Dead, so we'll move on. I really don't.
If they had fucking sharks in it, you would.
Some zombie fucking sharks.
Zombie sharks.
I only have 2 books left. First one is Death of Inhumans, number 2.
Great Legends in here.
What's up, Legend?
What's up, Legend?
I hate the Inhumans, but I love this story. Pretty powerful stuff with Black Bolt in here, Karnak. Vox is amazing. Stash it. And that's Vox right on the front there.
He looks pretty badass.
He is badass.
Looks like I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3. That looks like something right out of that game.
Diablo! Drew is holding up both covers of that book. What'd you think of that book, Drew?
Yes, I am. This is number 2 in my 3-way tie for Stash of the Week. Olivetti's art is really great in this book. It's not overpowering, but I think it's subtle and really, really tasteful for what's being done in this story. The lines are all clean, good colors in here as well. But Jordi Belair does a great job with the mood of this book. And this villain Vox is fantastic. We get what is potentially the death of a very major character in the Marvel Universe in this book. This is one you should be reading. Donny Cates is absolutely killing it. 2 out of the 3 pick of the week candidates for me. I think that this combination of him in the Marvel Universe could not be any better. Really, really digging it. This A cover is phenomenal with Vox on there. And then the Marco, how do you spell it? Chichetto Young Guns variant is just absolutely.
I'm assuming Karnak's the one that dies.
Gorgeous. You didn't read it?
No.
Oh man, I can't spoil it for you. I can't spoil it for you, man. But no, it's not Karnak.
That's Karnak on that way across there, right?
That's what we call a bait and switch.
Ah. Well, I don't see Karnak as a huge Marvel character though either. He's more of a B-list kind of guy.
He's not. Well, I'd say that he's an A-list Inhuman, but he is a B-list Marvel Universe character. Yes.
Okay, Pocan Joe says they should have made this run the show they tried. Could that have saved the show?
No, the problem with the show is all budget related.
Yes, absolutely.
The production design was actually pretty darn good. They did some really interesting things with the way they wanted to set that story up, which kind of really would have worked if they had the budget to really make them believable.
Right. They when they cut off Medusa's hair in the first episode because they can't afford to.
Because they can't afford to make her hair. Yeah. What the hell? I think the problem there, the reason the Inhumans failed is purely like Perlmutter, kind of throwing them out there as a replacement for the X-Men and pushing them on the MCU. The Inhumans could have done really well as a TV property if they rolled them in from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The fact that they didn't even really link the two really hurt them as well. There was opportunity.
The teriyaki missed.
There were definitely opportunities for it to be better, but most of those are definitely tied to budget.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to my book, and it's probably the big book of the week. I think most of us have read it, and that is Infinity Wars #1. We get the reveal of
Requiem.
Thank you very much. I think we're probably going good spoilers with this bad boy too. First in the book, we have Star-Lord and Gamora talking. Gamora's not wanting him to go down to Earth. They're creating the new Infinity Watch, and come to find out when they're down there, which I understand why Bullseye and Sandman were down there, be part of the Infinity Watch. I'm kind of lost on that. I'm not reading all the tie-in books that go in with it. But
The only
spoilers.
thing I picked up is they were like the bodyguards for that one guy who has one of the stones.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Turk has the Mind Stone.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know who he is, but he's apparently a dodgy dude.
All right, you've seen the Daredevil Netflix series, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The criminal dude who he keeps running into, who keeps running through the different series. He was in Luke Cage.
Okay.
That's Turk. Turk is a low level villain. I forget what the name of the freaking his supervillain name was. Somebody in the chat help me out. Who Turk was? No, he wasn't Diamondback. It's even more laughable. But he found his hands on the Mind Stone, and that troop of low level, basically all Daredevil villains, is basically his crew who are there for protection.
And we get Loki talking to a Loki from another dimension, and it kind of explained that different Infinity Stones from different dimensions won't work in another dimension. They got to stick in the dimension they're in. They kind of talk about that. And this Loki from the dimension is a total brash, like, oh, well, I'm a badass. He ended up getting his ass kicked pretty good here. I think he's killed. Yeah.
They all died.
Yeah, but spoiler at the end, if you haven't read it, you're going to be spoiled now who Requiem is, and that is Gamora. So no, it's nobody. It's not a new character at all. And what I wanted to do with connect with Ghost Rider before I pass it on to Drew here is I'm wondering, because in Infinity War Prime, Requiem kills Thanos, beheads him. What I'm hoping, and it's probably a long shot by any means, is that the baby Thanos that Cosmic Ghost Rider has going to come back and be the new Thanos and come back and kick ass in this book. But that's a long shot, but that would be a really cool theory, because they talked about changing Thanos' path from Cosmic Ghost Rider, the Watcher was. And I thought that would be a pretty badass connection to have that Cosmic Ghost Rider and that Thanos grow into be the new Thanos that's going to come in and take over. But that's just my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Drew, what do you think of Infinity Wars? By the way, I thought it was a stash.
Yeah. Oh, what was I doing?
You what?
I was looking something up. Never mind. Sorry. Infinity Wars. This is my pick of the week, hands down. I think that it's right up there with Cosmic Ghost Rider and the Death of Inhumans. I think it takes the edge because of just how epic this whole thing is being so far. Really, really digging the art. I'm liking the story so far. I liked all of the lead-ins to it. And I think that, this is Infinity Stone stuff. So there's going to be some reality warping. There's going to be some time changes. Some things are going to happen in this that are going to be undone. So Thanos might come back. Star-Lord might come back. And if you're going to do real spoilers, Star-Lord bites it at the end of this. Mm-hmm. Gamora stabs him in the freaking chest with her Power Stone sword, which is freaking awesome. I love the redesign. The Requiem design is a fantastic costume. The sword is epic. I want her to cut up more people with it. I like her motivation, trying to get part of her soul back from the Soul Stone. The banter between Bullseye and the whole group is pretty great in this. It's fantastic. I love every inch of this book. It's fantastic. Duggan does a great job with this cosmic stuff. I liked his Guardians run. I think he has a handle on big action, and he's also got a nice handle on humor as well. Wrote Deadpool for 6 years or so. Can really play in this sandbox, and I think the fact that they're giving him the opportunity to work a big event shows a lot of faith in him and his storytelling ability, and he hasn't struck out on anything I've seen him come up to bat on yet. So I'm excited for this event. It's kind of hard to say you're excited for a Marvel event after the way things have been over the past couple of years with big events with Marvel. It's kind of easy to get wrapped up in it. Things get delayed, things get derailed, editorial changes things at the last minute. You're getting results before the final issue drops, things of that nature. But I am super excited for Infinity Wars. This is a great second step on this one. I'm going to stash it all day. This is my pick of the week.
Paul, you read that this week?
Yes, and it was awesome. It was everything we wanted it to be. And it was. I mean, my favorite moment was when Bullseye got 100% assassin wood for Black Widow. When she shot through the card, and he's like, I can't even see who it is, and he's like, I am so excited, you know. And all I gotta say, since it has been 100% spoiled, this is. Oh wait, wrong page. Where'd it go? This is 100% a homage / rip of Daredevil 181, where Bullseye kills Elektra. And the art was great 99% of the time. A couple times I was like, this is a little dodgy. So for SS, this is the slightest little bit of a fuck Marvel for one or two panels in this thing. And then the rest of it was fucking amazing. I had to get a fuck Marvel in there somewhere.
If that's how you have to get your fuck Marvel in, we know that the House of Ideas is back up on top. Marvel haters, beware. If he can only get the fuck Marvel books in right there, if that's the only place he can get it in this week, that's a good sign.
If I read Immortal Hulk, I'm sure that would have been a fuck Marvel.
We don't know how you feel about Sasquatch. You and Dave are pretty close.
We also have Who Dat Comics and Movies. He's in here. I haven't seen him in the chat in quite some time.
Who Dat?
So, and Mike, what do you think of Infinity Wars, the big book of the week?
Yeah, my last book. It's awesome. You guys pretty much said it all. Requiem is awesome. This cover's awesome right here. Drew, you get that?
No, I did not, man. I couldn't find it.
Really?
Damn.
Early in the book, she sticks her tongue in his mouth, and later in the book, she sticks her sword in his chest.
Yeah, cuts off Groot's arm. She's badass. I can't wait to see where.
The limb cover. Anybody else get the limb cover?
Oh, that's hot.
I did not pick up the limb cover. There was one at my shop. My buddy Nate picked it up. I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to snag that. I grabbed I think it was one of the other covers I've shown so far. I grabbed instead.
I guess we'll go back to Drew.
Well, before I bring out my next book, yes, Great Legend, FF is coming out this week. Am I pumped? To the point where, yeah, the owner of my local LCS has me over a barrel on the amount of money I have to pay for all these variants. Mm-hmm. So I might actually shoot another video or do a live stream where I show off all my Fantastic Four variants on Wednesday. Stay tuned for when I don't actually do that at all. All right.
Okay.
We've given a lot of love to the big two. Talked about Walking Dead a little bit, but there were some great indie books that came out this week, including Seven to Eternity, The Return of Seven to Eternity. Next chapter is just as good as the other chapters have been so far. You got Rick Remender telling a great story. The Opeña art is definitely worth the price of admission. A great high fantasy stuff in a dystopian kind of alternate world, and I like it. I dig it. This is really good stuff. I'm going to stash it. Seven to Eternity.
You else read Seven to Eternity this week? Take that as a no. I read the first arc, but I haven't picked up anything after that. Paul's muted. I'm not sure what he's doing.
That was my last book I've done.
Okay. Mike.
I am out of books.
You're out of books.
I
have one more.
Wow.
I got a shit ton.
I'm shocked. Mike usually is right up there with Drew.
I'll talk briefly about two books real quick.
You want me to go lightning round after that?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So my next book first came out this week, The Seeds #1 by Dark Horse Comics. This was okay. There's a whole thing about two different parts of this, like the wall. One part has technology, one part doesn't. They're getting DNA, it's just kind of a weird book, Alien Invasion. I think it's only 3 issues long.
I picked that up. I haven't read it yet.
It was a little weird. I don't like the art in it very much either. So I don't think I'm picking up issue 2. It's all pretty much black and white kind of. There's some of the art right there. This wasn't a real big fan of it. The story itself too wasn't a fan of. Didn't grab my attention. So this is a blast for me. I think it's, let me see, it should say one of so many right here. I guess it doesn't. And my next book actually came out last week. I didn't get a chance to read it until this week, and that is Shanghai Red #2. So the main character is in Portland now. Now she's trying to get revenge on all the people who shanghaied her on the boat. It's just a good revenge story. So, and I'll pick up issue 3 on that. Actually, Christopher Selba, who is the, I think it's a writer on that. He's supposed to be at most of the Comic-Con, so I'll probably get issue 1 and 2 signed when I'm up there. So Drew's on lightning round.
Lightning round. Let's go ahead and talk about, all of these kind of X-Men related books. Let's start with the farthest from the truth on that statement. Deadpool #3. Scotty Young's writing it. The art is pretty good. He's kind of like a mutant. I don't know what the deal is. See this thing right here? It's a giant
Vagina.
Cosmic turtle-looking thing that throws up all the place. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. Deadpool hires this thing to come to Earth so he can defeat it and save face in front of the heroes. Kind of cool stuff. Funny stuff. I'm going to keep picking it up going forward. All new Weapon X #21. This is the kind of X-Force style team here. I love the art in this book. Van Lente did the last issue as well. Highly stylized, early Scotty Young style in this. Is this X-Force? Is it Weapon X? Is it Weapon X-Force? They kind of go into that a little bit in this book. We're seeing them face out Old Man Logan. Sabretooth is taking control of the team, and they're going to be mercenaries. Their contact is revealed to be Mystique. Cool stuff. I like where it's going. X-Men Gold. This is Storm. Storm's birth parents are alive? What? There's some weird old lady who raised her in Africa? Huh? She's got a Thor hammer? What the fuck? Blast the shit out of this. It's really weird, and I don't care for it.
Dare I say fuck Marvel?
No, not fuck Marvel. It's not their fault that Storm's boring. Hunt for Wolf. Well, let's move on from that real quick. I've got something else to say about it. Astonishing X-Men. This right here is the return of Dazzler. We were hoping to get in the last issue. If you guys remember, I did not care for the last issue. This is a little bit better, but only because Dazzler's in it. Beyond that, I don't really care for it. Rosenberg, I normally like his writing. Not that much of a fan on this one.
Who did the cover?
That was Land, I think, wasn't it?
Is that?
This is Land did the cover. He also did the interiors. I did not like his interiors on the last issue. They were a little bit better on this one. But I still don't give a shit about Havoc. Who gives a shit about Havoc? Nobody cares.
Very Steranko, Nick Fury-ish.
Yeah,
it really is. It's got a nice little psychedelic flair to it that you get from those Steranko style covers. So, Hunt for Wolverine, Weapon Lost. This is Charles Soule telling a Daredevil story about Frank McGee and Misty Knight and Cypher trying to find Wolverine. And you know what? I like the what's it called? Adamantium Agenda. The rest of these have been garbage. But the thing that I didn't realize, and I didn't even see in the solicits, is that after this, on the 29th of August of this year, we're getting another one-shot at least covering this stuff, The Hunt for Wolverine, and it's called Dead Ends. It's called Dead Ends, which means that they knew all 4 of these 4-issue series weren't going to fucking go anywhere. How did I miss that? How did I miss that in the solicits that they called this shit dead ends from the fucking beginning? I can't even say fuck Marvel on this, even though it's a garbage book. Even though, I mean, the art is good. Some of the dialogue's pretty great. I like Soul and I like the way he writes, but this, like, story-wise, is a garbage book. All four of them are pretty much garbage books. And the thing is, they fucking told me it's a garbage book, and I bought it anyway. Why is that? Blast me, because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why.
I told you, issue 1, I said, I don't like these. And you're like, no, this is great.
You know what?
Comes out.
I was wrong. I was wrong. That's something my ex-wife never heard, and you're hearing it, Paul. So I was fucking wrong. What the fuck was I thinking? Wow, that was bad. All right, some independent stuff. Paper Girls.
Probably looks better than your ex-wife too. So.
Well, no, she actually wasn't that bad looking. Brian K. Vaughan is writing this. Kip Chang's doing the art. It's a stash always. If you can't get into this, I don't want to be your friend. Jeff Lemire made Black Hammer. He's also making the extended universe of Black Hammer, including the Quantum Age, number 2 issue right here. I've got the other cover here as well. This is the Andrew McLean of Headlopper fame cover here. Absolutely love this. This is
Black Hammer was the shit.
This is a really cool story about a future in the world of Black Hammer. This is kind of like Black Hammer 2099. It's weird. It's got a lot to do with Martian genocide. So there's some weird stuff going on there, but I really dig it. Lemire is a fantastic storyteller. Wilfredo Torres does the interior art on this book, and it's a nice looking book. It's some of the Black Hammer spin-off stuff has been plain ugly because they've given some independent artists a chance to kind of shine on it. The stories have all been great. Some of the art has not been so hot, but I like this. I think it's a really, really solid title, and I'm enjoying it. Last but certainly not least, we got Go-Go Power Rangers. This is Shattered Grid. This is the greatest shared continuity book that has come out that is not Marvel or DC in quite some time. Yeah, the Black Hammer stuff is good, but it doesn't do what this story does, which is kind of tie everything together from one licensed property in a way that it's just masterful. Higgins is doing the main story and doing the whole story edit on this thing, and it is fantastic. The art's solid. The storytelling is great. The characters are all unique. Everybody's got their own little twist. And I'm not a Power Rangers guy, but man, I fucking love this. It's fantastic.
I think a lot of people give Boom kind of short shrift because they do mostly licensed properties, but they do them right.
I like a lot of their licensed property stuff they do. I was reading Regular Show for a long time. I read the entire run of Adventure Time. I like that stuff. It's dumb fun. It's the stuff that you should be getting in the comics.
Titan is another one that does mostly licensed stuff, and I've heard really good things about their Doctor Who stuff. I haven't read some of their other stuff, but I hear their Doctor Who stuff is pretty legit. I
like their 9th Doctor run, but that is no longer. So apparently Emilio. That's the what's his name? Fucking
guy played Mr. Purple.
Tennant?
No, not the Tennant run. He's 10.
Oh, so the
Jesus, Scottish guy.
Yes.
Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Malekith.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing, and he flat out
Christopher Eccleston.
Eccleston, yes. He his main thing is he just really disagreed with the producers of the show. They constantly were arguing, and he says, I loved doing the show, and I think they've done great things with it since, and I think I did good things with it. He said we just didn't see eye to eye on it, and I think he was great on it.
Yeah, he was my entry into Doctor Who. I never watched the older stuff, and when it was relaunched, I really got into it. I like the Tennant stuff. I really dig the Matt Smith stuff too, but I think the Eccleston stuff was really, really great storytelling.
Did you see the thing at SDCC where they did the panel, and the one who's the female who's going to play the next Doctor she's very good friends with Tennant because they did Broadchurch together.
Yeah.
And I guess they were very secretive about who it was going to be, and the guy who produces it called Tennant up and he says, the person who's going to be the next Doctor is very, very worried about it and very nervous. And I was wondering if you could talk to him. And he's like, sure. He said, I'm going to give him your number. He says, watch your phone for the next 20 minutes. And she called him and she said he looked at his phone and saw her name and he goes, what? Why are you calling me? And she did it in Tennant's voice and it was just hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of talent has come out of that show. If you've been a female companion of the Doctor's and your name isn't Donna, you're in my spank bank. Sorry, that's just the way it works. Sorry, Donna. You don't make the cut, Donna. But I'm a big Karen Gillan fan, and that stems from Doctor Who, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember when she did San Diego Comic-Con and she pulled the wig off.
Yeah.
She I mean,
bald too. Oh.
I watched the Matt Baker Doctor Who back in the 70s, 80s when I was a kid, when it was on PBS. But I agree that when they restarted the show, it's just amazing.
Okay, so before we jump into Mike's segment, I guess we'll go ahead and do this giveaway for the G.I. Joe 252 Baroness cover. So
woohoo! Walking around money.
A total of 4 people enter. We had Trinity with 1 entry. Steve from Rogue City Comics had 3 entries. Pocan Joe had 3 entries, and C. Woodard had 3 entries. So what I'm going to do is, you guys can't see this. I know everybody else at home can. I want to double check and make sure the right screen's up here real quick. Just want to double check that. And it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and roll this dice here on this random.org, and it'll tell me how many times I need to go through that list to get the #1 spot for the winner. And 4 times. Now go back over to here to make sure it's working over there. It should be. So I'm going to randomize it 4 times after that. There we go. So this is 1. Whoever the name at the top of the list is going to get it. 2, 3, and this is the last one. Whoever #1 is going to win that, and we'll get it shipped out to them. 4.
I just want to say before you do that.
Oh, too late. Steve from Rogue City Comics. What are you saying, no, Mike?
No, never mind now. It's done.
Too late. What were you going to say?
Late. I can't say it now.
Uh-oh. Now I feel bad. What were you going to say, Mike? You got to say it.
I was going to say if Pocan Joe won, just send it to me and I'll be sure he gets it.
Oh, okay. Well, Steve from Rogue City Comics got it, and we'll get that out to him. Thank you guys for supporting us. I'm looking at the next book for right now for the month of August. Going to, Comic Mint, KRS Comics, any of those that try to have some exclusive books. And take a look at them, see what we can get for them. So, thanks, guys, for entering, and thanks for supporting us. So, now we'll move on to...
Thanks for that walking around money.
Yeah. Now we'll move on to Mike's segment.
What's my... Oh, shut your fucking mouth!
God dang. We've been doing this for 2 freaking years. You should know.
2 years already? 2 years?
2 years, dude.
God damn.
JLS is in here.
Jesse.
Special shout out to him for letting me know who that signature was on that Vampirella book. I'll get to that later. But all right, real quick, I'm gonna run through these. Not much. We got you guys all saw the Michael Knight with the kit card that's coming out this month.
No, I did not see that.
You did not see that? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Keep your eyes peeled. It should be released this month. We'll skip that one. Next Disney Treasures box through Hot Topic now. Remember, it's not, what the fuck am I trying to say? It's not part of the... It's you get the shit at Hot Topic now. Is the next theme for that box is villains, and that'll be in stores August 23rd. I might pick that one up because I love the Disney villains. Rumor is Hobby Lobby is going to start selling Funkos. The Alfred Hitchcock Pop will be out in October, and it's black and white, and he's actually holding the Psycho movie slab. What are they called? Whatever. That's one that I will be getting. Along with that one, in October, some more horror pops are coming out. A Walgreens exclusive, Jason Voorhees, and he's not going to have the hockey mask. He's going to have his original burlap sack mask with the eyes cut out. So that's awesome. An FYE bloody variant of Mike Myers. And only at Rhode Island Comic-Con you could get the black and white Pennywise. I think I've talked about this last week. The BAM exclusive Blue Cthulhu. Prince Pops are coming. The Notorious B.I.G. Pop is coming if you're interested in those.
Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes the words just hypnotize me. Go.
You want to continue?
No, I don't know the rest of the words. That's all I know. Hey, one quick question while I got you kind of stopped here. I think they said they were going to quit making the Funko Pop rides.
They're still making them.
Okay.
You got, like I said, Michael Knight with Kit, and it looks freaking amazing. Notorious B.I.G. Fan Expo Canada. There's going to be some exclusives up there. Two notable mentions. The band Rush. There's going to be a 3-pack, and that's going to be a convention only. So that's pretty cool.
I need that Geddy Lee.
Yep.
I need that Neil Peart. Come on.
Jason's Biggie and Prince Pops, yes. I've only seen glams of just one of each. I don't know if there's going to be variants on them, but
I'm sorry, they're retiring. We need fucking Slayer Pops.
Yes, please. Please.
With the chases of the Rain and Blood concert with the blood.
I was just getting... I was going to say the same exact thing. Those Back to the Future fans, Marty McFly with the guitar. That's going to be a shared exclusive from the Fan Expo, and that's going to be a FYE. So, rumor is we're getting the Coca-Cola Polar Bears this winter for an ad icon pop. And the next Collector Core box, which is exclusively through Amazon, I already signed back up for it, is going to be the Venom box. So I did not pick up any Funko Pops this week. I did get a vinyl 2-pack from my friend Paul over there.
I want a Kool-Aid Man. Comics for Explain said Cool Mo D Pop. I want a Kool-Aid Man Pop. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
They need them busting through the fucking wall, though.
Yeah.
That's the Thundercats 2-pack here of Lionel and Mumra.
You got his arm put back on, huh?
Is his arm back on? Yeah.
His arm is back on, yes.
My wife was like, that shit didn't leave here like that.
No, it popped right back on, no worries. It's awesome. Some cartoon images back there. My first vinyl 2-pack. So.
I know you don't like the multi-packs, but that one's a legit one.
Yeah, some of these vinyls are pretty cool. And I had to have the Thundercats. Mike, where's the DC box? I don't know, Jeremy. I'll let you know, though. I'll look it up. Not too sure. What else? I guess I could show these Vampirella books. So Pocan Joe, and his wife came over for dinner on Saturday night, and he dropped off some Vampirella books.
Thank God they didn't come on Sunday, and Pocan Joe got you drunk, and you fell asleep on your couch before the show.
Yeah, that's only happened twice.
Yeah, wake up with your butt hurting or something. That cheap wine.
This is a Vampirella 20th anniversary special.
25th.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said 20th.
No, you said 20th.
Whether 20th, 25th, whatever. It doesn't matter.
5 years can make a big difference. Okay.
Oh shit! Is that a Frazetta?
Yep. It's awesome.
Wow, look at that gator.
Yeah, is that what you call it?
And this is a trade. The Vampirella, the Dracula War. Just go cover.
Oh, the Just Go 2 is classic. Now you just need a.
There's a hot snapper on that one too.
Yeah, you need a Boris Vallejo one now.
I do. This is Vampirella Ascending Evil, Connor and Palmiotti.
Comics Mix explains he has nice Frazetta there. You got a nice Frazetta.
Now this is the one I wanted to shout out JLS because me and Joe and his wife were trying to sit around trying to figure out who the signature was, and I posted it on the Blasted or Statute Facebook page. JLS came back and said that's the writer. I can't remember his name right now, but that's
shit, I should probably check our page every now and then.
And this is the one Dave loves the most. This is a Scarlet Thirst.
Yeah, I have that book.
And that's just amazing right there. Who's the artist again, Dave?
Dave
Stevens.
Dave Stevens, that's it.
Another one like Michael Turner, who was taken far too soon from us.
Yeah, he was only like, 46 years old, something like that?
46,
skin cancer or something?
Yeah, and I think Turner was 38.
And Joe wanted me to mention that it wasn't an act of kindness because he hates everybody. So,
oh, comic misexplained. Meat and potatoes.
Hashtag meat and taters.
Meat and potatoes.
I did get a couple. I got one Funko. I'm kind of irritated by it. I went by, this place has, I think everybody has, like the little thrift shops that have little vendors in each little cubby. You know, it's a little number on the vendor and you bring it up. But they freaking put the tag on the front of the plastic with packaging tape. So I got to get some goof off and get it off there. You can see it all right there. This is the Batman Arkham Asylum Hot Top exclusive. Got it for $5. I mean, it's not worth very much, but I figured for $5 I'll pick them up.
When I buy Funkos with stickers like that, I tend to leave the sticker on.
This was covering the whole freaking thing.
Yeah, I know. I hate when stores do that. Me and Joe, we go to Virginia Beach Antique Mall.
Yeah,
and they sell pops like that. But they like put Saran wrap. They put plastic wrap over them, then put the sticker on it. So
yeah, that'd be nice.
That's something they started doing. So
the other thing I picked up this week, and I'm mostly an in-box collector. I mean, I have a few stuff back here that I took it out of the box, but he just could not be contained in a box, and that's the Thanos Marvel Select, and with the death.
You took that out?
Yeah, sure.
Disappointed in you.
It
is awesome though.
Death has this little snap-on face, just like Thanos has another glove, but not the Infinity Gauntlet. But her face she's not like that beautiful. So I think I'll just keep the little face off there. But Drew's an out-of-box collector.
Yeah, I am.
Do you have this Thanos Select?
I don't really get into the Marvel Selects. I have two Marvel Selects. I got a Wolverine that I got as a gift, and I picked up the Cable when that came out because I thought it was pretty badass. Selects for me are more like statues than action figures, just so they lack a lot of articulation, especially the older models. And I like dynamic poses in my action figures.
He's got quite. I mean, he's a big freaking pop. Not pop. A big. And he's heavy. Super heavy.
Yeah.
He's got quite a bit of articulation though too. He's got wrist and elbow and shoulder.
I dig it. That's a really sweet sculpt on that figure. I always look at it every time I see it and talk myself out of buying it.
Yeah, that's a cross-eyed.
Sandman series.
What's that?
I want Death from the Sandman series.
No toys for you, Drew?
No, I didn't buy any toys this week. I picked up most of the apocalypse wave of Marvel Legends. I'm only missing the leg, but that thing was last week, I think. And I thought I already talked about that a little bit last time around. I'm looking for that Jamie Madrox multiple man. Feel free to send me one because I'm collecting as many as I can. So if everybody wants to send me a multiple man, I'll have an army of multiple men.
That's what she said.
How about you? You had another recent Toys R Us pickup too, didn't you? Didn't you?
Like 3 weeks ago. I mean, Toys R Us have been closed for fucking ever.
No, I know that, but I swore I thought I saw on your news feed that you had. Maybe it was an older video. I thought it was maybe some you didn't show or something. But okay.
Yeah, I haven't picked up anything new because one, Toys R Us is closed, and two, Walmart apparently hasn't sold. Walmart or Walgreens have not sold any fucking pops because they've had the same ones on the shelf for a fucking year.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen Funko Pop?
Yeah, he's just screaming random things. He's got Tourette's.
Well, every time I go into Walgreens, they have fucking Spider-Gwen out the ass, and a stupid Anakin Skywalker.
Mine has the 2-pack of those fucking dipshits from WWE, and
which ones? There's quite a few.
It's a 2-pack. Yeah, that one, Enzo Amore, and
neither one of them work there anymore. Which is
I know, and they usually have Sabine from the Star Wars Rebels series, I think it is.
Yeah, my Walgreens in this area are overrun by Shawn Michaels and Kane Pops that came out like last November. That they're all over the fucking place. They're like, oh, we're going to sell a shit ton of these this Christmas. No, the fuck you're not.
Hey, if anybody wants a Juggernaut Pop, I see them with some regularity now at my fucking.
I've never even seen one in a while.
I have not seen one either. If you want to grab one, I'll definitely kick you some money.
Yeah, I think they've fucking reprinted the fucking things because they're all over the place here.
Yeah, I definitely need that.
Some of those things end up in one region, and that's where they all end up.
All right, so I got at least 2 jugs I need to get. Anybody else need a jug?
Anybody need a jug in the chat?
Everybody likes jugs.
Jeremy does. Jason does.
Who wants some jugs?
Hashtag
who wants jugs?
I do. Here, Jason. I do. Oh, I do.
Maybe I should say who needs juggernauts, because if I say who needs jugs, we're all gonna say yes. And
okay.
Jack, if you need a heartbreak kid one, I can probably get that pop too.
Hashtag who wants jugs? Is that what you put there, Drew?
Oh yeah, typo.
Double S is
double S.
Wants
you just better buy a case.
Seriously, I can probably walk down to the Walgreens now and pick up 5.
Okay, Mike. So I think that's going to wrap our toy segment up, or.
All right, yeah, that was a big thing last year, to hunt for that fucking Juggernaut Pop. Now they're all over. But
I remember I said I got one, and you were like, "What the fuck, dude?"
You see them at cons around this way, like hotel shows and shit. They're going for like $40.
Seriously.
I mean, at those things, everybody wants scalper prices on shit you can't find. So,
yeah, just like the Walmart books. People are still jacking the prices up on those, and I haven't seen them yet.
Man, I saw all of them at my local Walmart, and I went, hell no, I'm not paying for that. Talking about 4 pages of news story and some reprints. Come on.
I don't care if you're a collector. You're a collector.
I'm not collecting garbage. Don't see me buying Valiant books.
Ooh.
Hey,
Bloodshot Ninja.
But you did pick up those Wolverine books.
Yeah, because I'm a sucker.
Okay.
Right. I said it again. You're right. I was wrong. You're right. I was wrong. All right. God, do you want a divorce too?
Okay, so moving on, a little bit of movie news or comic book news stuff. Just quick topics we talk about. So Stan Lee is no longer performing public autograph signing. He's doing some pretty independent stuff. I guess it's stuff shipped to his house. He's no longer going to be doing the con circuit. Makes sense to me. Dude's like 95 years old. I wouldn't see why. Plus all the shit he's been going through personally, I don't see why he would be out in that con circuit. Anybody else have any say on that?
Yeah, I'm happy. I think that this is the end result of most of his troubles going public. I think that finally somebody has his ear, that has his best interest at heart. He seems like everything that he's been doing as far as social media, via Twitter, Facebook videos, things of that nature, he seems to be in a position where he's not being taken advantage of. And I think that's a good thing. Like, if he wants to do private signings, or, you know, if it costs more to get something signed by Stan, that's fine. A Stan Lee signature is so plentiful at this point that it doesn't add value to any book that he didn't actually work on. And it's kind of selfish of the fan community to want him to keep showing up to these things. We lost Steve Ditko. Jack Kirby's long gone. Let's cherish this man as a human being for as long as we possibly can. And we don't need him out there prostituting himself. He's got enough money, even with being ripped off for hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's got enough money to live comfortably for the next few years of his life. So let's let him do that. I don't need to be meeting my hero at the end of his life, where he doesn't know where he's at and he's too tired to, you know, write his own name. That to me is heartbreaking, and I'm glad that that's not an issue anymore.
You saw that video where they're telling him how to spell his name, and they're just like pushing books in front and sliding him out. And it's
dude, it's absolutely ridiculous.
And then people are complaining about, oh, well, I wanted him to sign here. It's like, shut your freaking mouth, dude. You're getting him to sign your book. I mean, don't be. You know.
I can understand from a certain perspective, because you paid $300 for an old man to write his name on something. If he can't write his name on it, give me my fucking money back. You know, but at the same time, you know, that's not on the fans who are getting upset at the situation as much as it's on, you know, his business people who were putting him in that situation in the first place. Man, that's just, dude, if somebody was doing that to my grandfather or my great grandfather, the age of Stan Lee would be my great grandfather. That's too much, man. It's too much. You can't do that to an old man. That's really messed up.
Anybody else have any comments on that?
Jock Yo just got himself banned from the chat by saying Valiant destroys Power Rangers comics. So bye, Jock Yo.
I missed the beginning of this, but I mean, I think we've even reached the point now where I see people say this was signed by Stan Lee 5 years ago when it was still recognizable.
Right.
You know, people are saying this is not a new one because people don't want the new ones because he can't sign his name anymore. And I also saw that Rob Liefeld went to his house the other day, like a week ago. And I know Todd McFarlane also went there about a month ago. And it's, on one level, I mean, how you feel about McFarlane or Liefeld, these guys are checking up on him, and I think that's a good thing. And Liefeld said, Stan is like a father to me.
Well, I mean, that whole community with the ones who left Marvel at that time, you know, they were kind of pissed at what happened to Kirby. And so they're kind of seeing the same thing a little bit happen to Stan Lee a little bit. I mean, Stan Lee has a little more control over his creative things, but they just saw Kirby get slammed and not get anything based off the stuff he created. You know, so I think they're being kind of really protective over him, over that whole situation.
Yeah, nobody got the shaft more than Siegel and Schuster, but or Bob Kane, although
Bob Kane shafted
Bill Finger got the shaft.
Yeah, Bill Finger and
Bob Kane died a millionaire.
But you know, the really old ones are the ones that really got. I mean,
right.
I mean, you can say Kirby because Kirby is one of the ones that created Captain America.
Kirby created fucking comics, man. Any comics that are worth reading right now that are not Batman or Superman were created by Jack Kirby. The guy's, I mean, Stan took a lot of credit for things that Jack did, and it is what it is.
Well, and that's why Ditko left.
Yeah,
but again, and I mean, I've people have gone round and round about this. Ditko created the look for Spider-Man, but the evidence is pretty much there that Kirby created that costume.
Kirby did a lot of design on it. Ditko did the first cover. So, which was the first piece of art for Spider-Man?
There you're at it again.
I immediately try to take my headphones off because Drew sees it.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Captain Canada. He said, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for coming on the show. AG Surfer just popped in here as well.
Oh, nice. I think AG is going to be up at Rose City Comic Con with Tat, I believe. They're the brothers.
My wife with the fucking face and the.
Sorry, mail me a chanclaw. Hit myself in the head with it.
I think she can zoom in on you. She has she can do that thing by drone.
She's dying over here.
I can see her sitting at a little desk going, meow. There he is. There's Drew's house. Could fly through the window and smack you upside the head. Go ahead.
Eddie the comic guy just popped in here. So what up, guys?
Eddie, what's up?
I thought about making your wife a sticker, in Photoshop saying "chucking chanclas since whatever," and having a picture of a chancla right in the center of it, so she could put it on her car.
You need to have the picture of the guy who was taking a selfie of him next to a train, and as the train was going by, the engineer kicked him in the jaw, and he was like,
oh. and a chocolate coming in from that side, hitting him on there.
Yep.
I can do that. I'll get a sticker made and I'll mail it to you.
Eddie, thanks for commenting on my vid the other day, by the way, and yeah, it was just a mess.
I don't know if we want to go. We're already running at an hour and a half right now, so I think the other stuff that is kind of been talked about, James Gunn's been talked about to death. Patrick Stewart's returning as Picard for Star Trek. I don't watch Star Trek. I don't know if anybody else does out there, but Patrick Stewart's returning to that character.
The real question there is, how much of the original cast are we getting back? Or is it just Patrick Stewart?
What did I miss? What's this about?
Patrick Stewart's coming back.
Patrick Stewart's going to be playing Jean-Luc Picard again. I don't know what the capacity is. I didn't even actually read any articles. I actually saw it on TV while I was at work today.
Star Trek show, or is it going to be?
I don't know. I can go back to the article. The other thing is just changes to the MCU. New characters are going to be stepping in for characters whose contract are running out. Who would you want to see? We have Iron Man, Riri Williams. We have Falcon or Winter Soldier stepping in as Captain America. We could have
Winter Soldier, please.
I think it's a no-brainer that Winter Soldier is going to step in for Captain America because they signed him to a 9-picture deal.
Yeah, really? He's locked in for quite some time.
And Sebastian Stan is a good-looking hunk of man, and I feel comfortable saying that.
I'm going to trust you on that one.
He feels confident in your sexuality to say so.
Yeah, well, I'm a big Winter Soldier fan, so I mean.
What's up? The Sweet Rabbit popped into the chat, formerly Nolan Nerd. What's going on, man?
But I think he has owned Winter Soldier.
I think he's done all right with that. I think that there hasn't been a whole lot for him to do beyond Winter Soldier. I think that Civil War didn't really give him a whole lot to chew on. Except for his interactions with Falcon, which were great, and he kind of had a very minor part in Infinity War, which I thought was a little bit disappointing. But I think he might have disappeared, but I think we'll probably get something from him in Avengers 4 too.
Winter Soldier is still the best Marvel movie ever.
Yes, it's the best Marvel movie not called Infinity War or Ragnarok. You're right.
So here on this article here, it says it tells the story of the next chapter in Picard's life. So he could be all about him and Star Trek beyond that. It says that scripts haven't been read, but some storyboards are out. What's up?
It could just be him sitting on his porch yelling at kids to get off his lawn.
Make it so. Number 2.
It's gonna be Picard in fucking hospice or something.
He's 78 years old. So okay, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
We're not going to talk about the final trailer for Venom.
You want to talk? We're running it an hour and 40 minutes. But if you want to go ahead and talk about it,
we won't talk about it.
Talk about it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's just like shit. It's going to be terrible.
I think so too. I agree with you. I don't think I'm going to like it very much. Mike, how about you? You didn't say anything about it. What do you think of Venom? You're a big Venom fan.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's probably going to suck, but
I saw a great article about it, and like I said, we're at an hour and 40 minutes already. But I mean, it's kind of a throwback to before the greater Marvel universe or the greater DC universe. It's when comic book movies were just comic book movies, and
turn to win.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm
gonna watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be any good.
The main saving grace of this is Tom Hardy is amazing, and anything he does, I'll give it a shot.
I agree. Tom Hardy's a good actor. We'll see what happens, but yeah, just that scene where he's talking about how he's going to eat the person. It's just like, okay, all right, we crossed the line.
That's Venom. That's
Venom.
Early Venom.
No, it was just not early Venom was not funny. Early Venom was not laughably autistic. This not.
Laughably autistic.
I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna eat him real good, guys. I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna show his face, and then his legs, and then his arms, and then his feet. I'm gonna eat him.
On that note, I want to work with reminder.
Forest Venom.
Next Tuesday, Avengers Infinity War comes out on Blu-ray. Make sure
I already bought it on digital. I've watched it like 7 times in the last week.
I ordered the Steelbook from Best Buy, and the following week, the 21st, is Deadpool 2. So make sure you get those ordered if you want that, especially if you want the Steelbook from Best Buy. Drew, shout-outs.
Oh, shout out to everybody in the chat, especially Jockyo. This is the last time we're going to see him. He's just earned himself a lifetime ban. Now I'm just playing there. Shout out to Sweet Rabbit popping in here at the last minute. Shout out to Trinity, who said that Ragnarok was overrated. I'll fight you in the street. Let's do this. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat.
Man, you're going to fight everybody.
Dude, I've been getting hit in the gym. I got a testosterone boost. I don't know. I'm feeling squirrely.
Squirrely but limp.
Lay off the nandrolone, dude.
Paul.
A shout out to everybody in the chat as always, and a very special shout out to a channel that was just created the other day. It's called Comic Core, no S, COMIC space CORP, because there's about 18 fucking Comic Core variations out there. It is due to unfortunate incidents, which we won't go into. Reviews from the Batcave is no more, and Comic Core is now the home.
Yeah, go show some love. If you've ever watched any of those reviews from the Batcave's videos, go show Comic Core some love for Rich and Chad. Do that.
I put it in the chat too. The exact.
They also have the Facebook group up. Jeremy was working on that. I'm not sure if Jeremy's the head on that, but definitely they have a Facebook group as well.
I think we made Chad and Rich the admins, but definitely there is a new Facebook page.
Mike.
I have no shout outs. I hate everybody.
Fuck you too.
You're just posing like Joey.
Now, let's see. Shout out for Paul for sending me them vinyls. Joe for bringing me some Vampirella books. JLS for giving me the heads up on that autograph.
Oh, I'm glad you said up, because that would have been too much. Well, it sounded really risque there. Sorry. All right. Are you done?
Apparently.
I guess he is now.
Okay. So, a few new subs to our channel. See Captain Canada, who was in our chat earlier. He definitely recently subbed up to us. Bear Island Comics, as well as, I might have mentioned him last time, but we'll give him another shout out. HME3 Comics, sub to Blasted or Stash It YouTube channel. As we talked about earlier, we do have a Facebook page. We do have a Twitter. We try to interact with people all the time on Facebook page, post cool stuff. Mike has pictures of his new man cave upstairs, which my wife will not let me have 2 man caves. I'm only allowed to have 1. So, you're a lucky bastard. So, with that, whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Hey, last chat, last thing out there before we cut off. If you come into Baltimore, hit us up on the Facebook page. Baltimore Comic-Con last weekend in September. We're gonna make that shit BlastedCon East. People are gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" Oh, we're Blasted or Stash It, and we're here to wreck your shit.
I'm trying to get Paul to come out to Portland so we could BlastedCon West, but he's saying no. So I don't know.
I said maybe, bitch.
He said maybe, bitch. Hey, you want to come?
He's gonna eat me. He's gonna eat my legs. He's gonna eat my whatever, guys.
I'm gonna chew on your face.
See you guys next week.
Venom.
In the great